direction, the United States successfully concluded an airstrike in Kabul, Afghanistan that killed the emir of al-Qaeda, Ayman al-Zawahiri.
He'd been a wanted man since the late 1990s, a $25 million bounty on his head. In the end, remarkably, he was tracked down to a safe house linked to the Taliban in the Afghan capital, Kabul. US officials say intelligence located his wife and children to a building in the city. For months, they monitored it and spotted Zawahiri. We're told the president was briefed last month and informed that the al-Qaeda leader had been seen repeatedly in the house. He never left the building, but was often out on the balcony. Last week, the president gave the green light for a strike. And shortly after 6 a.m. Kabul time on Sunday, 2 Hellfire missiles were fired from a drone.
He played a key role in the bombing of U.S. embassies in Kenya and Tanzania, killing 224 and wounding over 4,500 others. He carved a trail of murder and violence against American citizens.
And then there was 9/11, planned and carried out with such devastation on the orders of bin Laden and Zawahiri. He was an Egyptian, jailed in Cairo with other Islamists in the 1980s.
We want to speak to the whole world.
He became the brains of al-Qaeda, the guiding figure behind the public face that was bin Laden. The Americans are claiming a great victory with his killing. President Biden proving, he says, that America doesn't need to be in Afghanistan to kill terrorists there.
No matter where you hide, if you are a threat to our people, the United States will find you and take you out.
In the UK, reaction from the MI6 chief. Tough job, professionally done by our allies. Culmination of a long shared effort since 9/11 to eliminate the threat posed by Zawahiri, a man responsible with his toxic creed for the death of so many these past 3 decades. Thoughts with their families tonight. But here's the troubling reality for the Americans. They have left Afghanistan to Taliban leaders still happy and able to harbour al-Qaeda's leaders. That's hardly reassuring. Mark Stone, Sky News in Washington.
Liz Truss has suggested that she would ignore Nicola Sturgeon if she were to become the next leader of the Conservative Party. Speaking at the latest Tory leadership hustings in Exeter, the Foreign Secretary called Scotland's First Minister an attention seeker.
I feel like I'm a child of the Union, that I really believe we are a family and we're better together. And I think the best thing to do with Nicola Sturgeon is ignore her. I think she's...
difficult when she's First Minister, though. She's got a democratically elected position, just as you would.
I'm sorry, she's an attention seeker, Seb. That's what she is. And what we need to do is show the people of Scotland, Northern Ireland and Wales what we are delivering for them.
Well, earlier on Sky News, the Brexit Opportunities Minister and Liz Truss supporter Jacob Rees-Mogg reacted to those comments as he accused Nicola Sturgeon of always moaning.
What you've got to remember, all that Nicola Sturgeon does is campaign to break the union. Education in Scotland has been doing badly. Health in Scotland has been doing badly. Public services in Scotland have been failing under the SNP. And what we need to do is to hold Ms Sturgeon to account for the failings of the Scottish Government to deliver services for the people of Scotland. And when she's waffling on endlessly about having a referendum and going to the Supreme Court and all of this, we need to be saying, hold on, you're doing this because you are failing to deliver for the people of Scotland. So I think she's very often wrong. She's always moaning, and that we need to focus on how the union benefits people.
Well, let's talk to our political correspondent, Amanda Acas. And Amanda, supporters of Nicola Sturgeon have called these comments obnoxious. No reaction yet to the fact that Jacob Rees-Mogg says she's always moaning. But how will they play into the thoughts and minds of those in the Tory heartlands?
Well, clearly in Scotland, this has not gone down at all well. So the Deputy First Minister, John Swinney, has described her comments as deeply troubling and disturbing. And the Scottish Green Party say it suggests that the Foreign Secretary holds the views of people who support independence parties with contempt. Clearly, she is not, with these comments, out to try and win over new supporters. But as you say, this is a line which she clearly believes will play well with members of the grassroots Conservative Party. You can tell that by the cheers that she got from saying that she doesn't support the idea of a new referendum in Scotland at the hustings event last night. And the momentum clearly is with her. So at that same event, there was a dramatic endorsement of Penny Mordaunt, who described her very warmly as the candidate of hope who knows what she believes in. And she now has the support of 4 of the defeated former leadership candidates, along with a whole roll call of other cabinet big hitters and other well-known names in the party, including this morning Andy Street, who is the Conservative Mayor of the West Midlands as well. Rishi Sunak's team, well, they're pinning their hopes on new polling published in the Times today, which suggests that it is possible the gap between the two candidates is narrowing slightly. This polling suggests he's just 5 points behind her rather than 24 points as the previous polling had shown. And the fountain of new policy announcements continues today. Big one from Liz Truss. So she says she's going to save £11 billion by waging war on Whitehall waste. The unions say she's waging war on workers with this. There's a number of controversial elements as part of this. So firstly, she says she'll cut 326 diversity officers working in the civil service. There are also plans to continue moving more civil servants out of London. And the bulk of the savings, £8.8 billion of that £11 billion, she says will come from cutting the wages of staff in the regions. And given that the entire wage bill of the civil service is £9 billion, this actually would apply across the whole public sector, not just to civil servants. Labour obviously have hit back at this, describing the policy as levelling down. They say it will worsen the divide between north and south. But we heard from her supporters, Jacob Rees-Mogg, again on this morning, really doubling down on this, using this as part of the war on woke, and believing that this again is a line that will play well with the grassroots Conservative Party members.
Amanda, thank you. Well, a reminder that Rishi Sunak and Liz Truss are going to both take part in a special live programme, The Battle for Number 10. It's going to be here on Sky News. The parents of Archie Battersbee have suggested that they'll make a final application to the Supreme Court to consider their application for permission to appeal. The life support system of the 12-year-old is expected to be turned off after midday today. Sadia Chowdhury reports.
Archie Battersbee's family want to spur him on to recovery, but instead they say the hospital treating him keeps pushing them to give up, and today is asking them again to prepare to say goodbye.
Just totally deflated, really quite upset at the justice system now. I've said before, I don't think any parent should have to go through this. Reform needs to be made and it needs serious looking at.
Barts Health NHS Trust has been allowed by a court order to withdraw life support treatment. When it happens, Archie could die within minutes. His parents asked the United Nations to intervene under its Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, the right to life and the right to equality. The UN did intervene, asking the UK to halt withdrawal of treatment while they consider the case.
The UK has signed up to the convention, which means that it should abide by that injunction, but the treaty was never incorporated into British law. So when the government handed that decision over to the UK courts, the Court of Appeal ruled that it can only decide the matter based on domestic law.
The judges said it would be inappropriate to apply an unincorporated treaty here in a UK court.
I've got my son's best interest at heart, and Paul and the siblings. Nobody else has got Archie's best interest at heart. And I say, and I still stand by it, Archie's best interest would be to allow that child time to recover. If he doesn't recover, he doesn't recover, but give him time to recover.
The family say they'll now take this matter to the Supreme Court, not for the first time. The Trust says it'll prepare to withdraw treatment after midday today. Archie's family will again be asked to say goodbye. Sadia Chowdhury, Sky News in London.
BP has reported its highest second quarter profit in 14 years. The company's underlying replacement cost profit, which its definition of net earnings, was the strongest since 2008 and far exceeded analysts' expectations of £5.6 billion. Well, BP's profit for the 3 months to the end of June was £6.9 billion, and that compares to approximately £2.3 billion for the same time last year. Well, the company is on top of its profit in the first quarter this year, which hit £5.12 billion. That takes its total profit so far this year to £11.47 billion. Our business correspondent Helen Ann Smith can tell us more. And Helen Ann, these are of course vast sums of money, but the energy companies will say we are making this money now, but it's not always been the case.
Yeah, that's exactly right. These are very, very big profits. And to put it into some context, that second quarter profit there was about 3 times as much as the company made in the second quarter last year. And the first half of this year, again, profits that BP have made, again, about treble what it made in the first half of last year. So a big, big jump up in profits for the company. The reason, of course, is this huge spiralling cost of wholesale oil and gas that we've been seeing in markets across the world. And that's partly because of the pandemic, this sudden boom in demand after the pandemic, supply disruption as it was happening. And then also, of course, the war in Ukraine as well, putting big question marks over the world's gas supply, and that sent prices soaring. And as you said there, BP would say that that's market forces. This is how the game works. We are a private company. We are benefiting from this surge in the wholesale price now, but actually have previously made big losses if the price has gone down, not least in 2020. BP and Shell and others made really big losses then. So they're saying, you know, this profit is fair. We are working within the market and we will reinvest those profits. We will reinvest it back into green initiatives and also into energy security, which of course is nowhere near as stable as it has been given the war that's going on. But many people will look at these big, big profits and say, you know what, this is really tough at a time where many, many families are struggling to heat their homes, are struggling to afford food and are struggling under this crippling cost of living crisis. It might not feel so bad right now because it's summer and it's warm and people haven't needed to put the heating on. But there have been some new predictions this morning about just how high that energy price cap might raise when it comes to October. It's going to be reviewed again in October. And some are now predicting that it could rise to as much as £3,600 a year for the average household. That would be another massive jump, another £600 jump on what it currently is. And many people saying that's going to be so unaffordable for so many families. Other projections saying more than half of UK households might be pushed into fuel poverty. And while these two things are clearly not linked, BP not profiteering, not taking advantage of these people, some people will say putting these two things next to each other doesn't feel very fair.
Helen Ann, thank you. British Airways has suspended selling seats for some short-haul flights from Heathrow, creating more disruption to travel. The company said it is the result of the cap on passenger numbers imposed by the airport. The latest announcement means that nearly 30,000 flights will have been removed from BA's schedule between April and October this year. Heathrow announced last month that no more than 100,000 daily departing passengers are permitted until at least September. BA had earlier responded to Heathrow's cap on passenger numbers by announcing it would cancel 10,300 flights until October, with 1 million passengers affected. Well, let's go live to Heathrow where we can talk to our correspondent, Madeleine Radcliffe. And Madeleine, this isn't a cause for concern if you've already got a flight booked, is it? It's just BA saying that we aren't going to be allowing you to book any more short-haul flights for a set period of time.
Yes, that's right. So this is not more cancellations, and we've had more cancellations than we can count this summer already, but it is more disruption for people hoping to get away, because for the next week BA will not be selling any tickets for short-haul flights from Heathrow. So no domestic flights, no European trips from Heathrow. And it's because it says in response to Heathrow's passenger number cap. Until September, no more than 100,000 passengers a day can go through the airport, and it has asked, and indeed resulted in many airlines having to cancel flights in response. BA have already had to cancel more than 10,000 flights, affecting 1 million passengers in response to that cap. And that's why the airline says it is now stopping selling fresh tickets to allow those passengers who have already been affected by cancellations to rebook more easily. The risk is, though, that this does end up hurting passengers, because it sends demand up and sends prices higher at competitors' websites, as people look for other alternative ways to make bookings to the Europe or domestically. Now, the passenger cap at Heathrow has been really widely criticised by airlines, but Heathrow is not the only one doing this. Amsterdam Schiphol Airport has also got a passenger cap, and even just in the last hour has announced it will be extending that cap on passenger numbers through after October this year.
Maddie, thanks very much. This is Sky News Today. Coming up, the ship full of grain that's left Ukraine and why it's being seen as such a significant moment in the conflict.
The battle for number 10 is reaching fever pitch as the candidates prepare for our TV debate. The ballot papers are being delivered to grassroots Tories right around the country. Liz Truss or Rishi Sunak? Who do they want to be the next Prime Minister? Join me, Kay Burley, as they go head-to-head live on Sky News. That's the battle for number 10, live Thursday at 8 on Sky News, on our app, online and on our social media channels.
This campaign is meant to promote body positivity for everyone, but they have searched images, I can only assume on Instagram, and found people to alter and change their body. And not only that, they've used all the images without permission, and they took it upon themselves to edit out my prosthetic leg. So my image that they've taken was taken in Ibiza the end of May. And, you know, I'm a person that's very proud of my body and my prosthetic. So I've been an amputee for 9 years, and for them to make that decision that my body doesn't fit their campaign is extremely disappointing. I just think the whole thing is, it's really, really bad and disappointing, and just such a step back when, you know, I campaign on my social media to promote amazing, you know, body positivity and accepting yourself. And for me to then, you know, go through this has been really hard. You've got to remember, I became an amputee from trauma. So for me to then have to go through 9 years of, you know, this is every day for me. My prosthetic leg is an aid for me to be able to walk just like everybody else. For that to be altered and to see myself, a recent image, then put with an actual normal leg, that is so hurtful. It's really damaging. And I just felt like the feelings that I've had over the past few days have just been, it's just not nice. It's just not nice at all.
Just a bit of breaking news we can bring you from Manchester Magistrates Court regarding this guy. He is Ismail Abedi. Now, he's the brother of the Manchester Arena bomber. An arrest warrant has now been issued at Manchester Magistrates Court for Ismail Abedi. He's failed to appear at the Manchester Arena attack. They want to talk to him about what he knew and see if any lessons can be learned as part of this wide-ranging public inquiry. And to that end, an arrest warrant has now been issued by Manchester Magistrates Court for him to appear. It is not known where he is. There is some speculation that he could have fled, possibly to Turkey, but Ismail Abedi, an arrest warrant now issued by Manchester magistrates, convicted for failing to appear at the Manchester Arena inquiry attack. Well, to the war in Ukraine now, and for the first time since Russia's invasion, a shipment of grain has left the port of Odessa to help feed some of those dependent on Ukraine's harvest. Last month, Russia and Ukraine signed a deal to reopen Black Sea ports and get exports moving as the global food crisis grows. Well, following a brokered deal between Ukraine and Russia, the cargo ship left yesterday morning. It made its way from Odessa to Istanbul, where it'll be inspected before continuing on to Tripoli in Lebanon. Our correspondent Alex Rossi reports now from Odessa, where people are worried that more Russian attacks could put future shipments at risk.
The United Nations is calling this a voyage of hope. A ship laden with 26,000 metric tons of corn led through mined waters by a Ukrainian tugboat, the first to leave these ports since the Russian invasion.
This ship, the merchant vessel Razone, is loaded with two commodities in short supply: corn and hope. Hope for millions of people around the world who depend on the smooth running of Ukraine's ports to feed their families.
The vessel left after a deal between Russia and Ukraine was brokered by the UN and Turkey last week. If the voyage goes as planned through the Kremlin's naval blockade of the Black Sea, it will hopefully be the first of many. Ukraine is known as the breadbasket of Europe. It's a leading producer of sunflowers, barley, corn and wheat. And since the war began, the threat of famine has loomed in many places around the world.
This is a country, Ukraine, that fed 400 million people last year with the food that it exported. So this is one of the critical countries in the world that we need to guarantee continues to export food to vulnerable countries, to food insecure countries, and to help feed people all over the world.
But the deal is unlikely to be plain sailing. The tempo of this war shows no sign of slowing.
The grain deal is extremely precarious, and it is easy to understand why. As the ship was being prepared for departure, Russia was attacking targets across the country. This was a hospital a couple of hours down the road from the port of Odessa. It was struck by a massive missile. There is no trust between Russia and Ukraine, and the fear is the deal could break down very quickly.
The director of this laboratory says attacks like this don't inspire confidence.
Там ви бачите, що де було іменно влучання. От це, звісно, було, ну, так сказати, навіть, мабуть, не можна навіть словами передати. Якщо стосовно, знаєте, наша держава і російська держава, то я сумніваюся, що їм можна довіряти.
But for the moment, as the ship makes its way into Turkish waters for inspection and then its final destination of Lebanon, there is some optimism. To have got this far is a significant achievement. The hope is the deal will hold to ease a food crisis that's already being felt in some of the poorest parts of the world. Alex Rossi, Sky News, Odessa.
Liz Truss has picked up another big-name supporter from her previous opponents for the job. Penny Mordaunt, who narrowly missed out on selection for the final two, called the Foreign Secretary the Hope candidate. The ballot papers are now being sent out to Tory party members who will decide who gets into number 10. Our chief political correspondent John Craig has the latest.
The endorsement of Liz Truss by Penny Mordaunt is a massive boost for the Foreign Secretary's leadership campaign. After introducing her at last night's Conservative Party hustings in Exeter, Penny Mordaunt writes in today's Times that Ms Truss has grasped the mood of the country and is the candidate most likely to win a general election. She becomes the fourth of the defeated leadership candidates to back Liz Truss, following Nadhim Zahawi, Tom Tugendhat and Suella Braverman. In today's Daily Telegraph, Ms Truss also wins an endorsement from Andy Street, the Conservative Mayor of the West Midlands. Today, Liz Truss is pledging to wage what she calls a war on Whitehall waste, which she claims will save taxpayers £11 billion. She'll scrap diversity and inclusion jobs, she says. And, controversially, she says a Truss government will introduce regional pay boards, so pay accurately reflects where civil servants work. That's a move that's already been condemned by Labour and trade unions. Labour says it signals the end of levelling up. As for Mr Sunak, well, he may be the underdog, as he admits himself, but he can draw some comfort today from the fact that some opinion polls seem to be suggesting that he's closing the gap on Liz Truss and her lead may be narrowing.
John Craig there. Let's just take you back to the story in Ukraine. And of course, one of the most significant parts of the story of what has happened has been the number of people who fled that country since the war started. Well, we're now hearing from the UN Refugee Agency that the number of people crossing from Ukraine since the war began has now passed the 10 million mark. 10 million people have left that country. That's not even including those who have stayed within Ukraine, but of course have left their homes largely around the east of the country. Now, after the break, we will take a look at why a combination of the pandemic and social media pressures are driving a surge in mental health problems relating to body image.
Welcome to Gabby Dave Global. We are a UK-based online e-commerce store, the first of its kind with license to trade in African products. Some of the products are clothing brands and all beauty accessories, hair and beauty brands, natural aphrodisiacs, processed and dried unprocessed food. Our mission at Gabby Dave is to connect African and Caribbean businesses to customers globally. At Gabby Dave, we ensure our sellers get the best deal for their products. We are not just here to help you reach a wider audience. We are also a distribution center to support business growth by fulfilling orders to your customers from our warehouse, making sure customers receive their products on time. We are inviting all Black-owned businesses to trade on our platform because we strongly believe Africans have a unique brand the customer would appreciate globally. So get in touch today and let us make your product and business go far. Here are some of the benefits of using Gabby Dave Global. User-friendly platform, track your shipment, online support, transparent process, multiple SKUs, multiple products, a platform that encourages manufacturers as well as traders. Our marketing and PR interventions amplifies yours. Organized products and categories for easy access and navigation. Access to global community, especially within UK and Europe.
SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Star Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodoma, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Tune in to On Point here on Star Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes!
How do you get the energy to do
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match, people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of the darkness. Of darkness.
So what did that
myself and the world will adjust. And 2019,
forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on The CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Star Radio.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Star Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for star, R for radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Star Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
The best radio show.
Body is your man. Bekutu, show them you got the cocoa set. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Harry Song, aka Mr. Songs. This is the Kingmaker, Baba for the girls. We're here. This is Star Radio. We don't go nowhere. UK, London. We they call them London for home. For here, we they call them London. And that's how you know. Just have fun and stay blessed.
Hi there, this is CJ Buckman, your life coach. And whenever I'm in London, I listen to Star Radio UK right here. But guess what? You can listen to wherever you are.
The best radio show.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
All around the world. In your car.
At work.
At home.
On your smartphone.
This is Star Radio UK. Are you ready to turn it up?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
heart is aching. Smile even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile. Hey, this is Archie and you are listening to Starr Radio UK and the Morning Show. Let me say a massive good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth. This is Starr Radio UK and it is the Tuesday edition of the morning show. Today is the 2nd of August, the year 2022 once again. With a time now exact 10:42 from the House of London. And let me say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you, each and every one of you who has joined us. And I sincerely apologize for our ability to broadcast on our Star Radio UK app itself on the not the app, not the Star Radio UK Facebook page. But we are live on our YouTube channel and we are live on the Facebook. If you go look for Archie or go to the Star Radio UK music page, or you go to the Star Radio UK fan club page and you'll find us all there. Okay, playing some nice reggae tune. There is nothing that a nice reggae tune cannot sort out for you on a Monday morning or on the Tuesday morning or every morning. But for the sake of those who don't understand what is being said, say use me to do what you want. Well, and I pray that God will use you and God will use me as well to do what He pleases. Bringing you everything that you need to know from archaeology to zoology, from Accra to Zanzibar. Well, I remain yours sincerely, the one and only.
This is the morning show with Archie.
But I'm saying morning to Lionel Asari. Thank you very much for joining in. Miss Gold, good afternoon, all the way in UAE. I hope you're all doing very, very well. And I say morning to Mr. Koiki. He'll be joining me at 11 o'clock with updates from Nigeria. To Mr. Frank Davis working behind the scenes, and my able producer, Mr. Francis Guy. Gentlemen, good morning to you. And I'm saying also good morning to all presenters on Star Radio UK. So from now till 1 o'clock, I'm going to be your captain. I'm going to bring you everything that you need to know. As I said earlier on, from archaeology to zoology, from Accra to Zanzibar, if it's making the headlines, I promise you one thing for sure, I'm going to be touching on that. But share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages as well. Well, if it's the first time of tuning in to listen to us, this is how the program will go. I'll bring the quotes for the day, the weather forecast will follow suit, then the travel update. Move on from there to have a look at some of the stories making the rounds across the globe. Then as Global Trotting. Then at 11 o'clock, we'll bring you updates from Nigeria, where Mr. Olayomi Koiki will be bringing you live feed from our North London studios. We continue from then, and then exactly more at 12 o'clock, the lines are open for you to add your voice to the discussions. Discussions continues with all other stories making the rounds in other parts of the world. And exactly at 1 o'clock, the curtains are brought down for the end of the program. So in a gist, that's what's going to happen. But once again, go to your whether it's iOS or Android. Just look for Star Radio UK on your App Store or Star Radio Global. Just download it for free and you will not miss a thing once we are on air. Or something from the TM Cube. We're bringing you some tunes, some nice reggae tune this morning once again. Once again, welcome on board. Let me say morning to my brother Felix all the way in Aberdeen, Mr. Kofi Ali Abdul Yakin, Mr. Malik Gamani Mahama, to all my lovely listeners over in Americas. Anthony Adedeji, massive good morning to you. Amaya Jergani in Nigeria, good morning. Tossino all the way in Moscow. Miss Ebenezer Hammond all the way in South Africa, Cape Town to be specific. Good morning to you all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Your word is a lamp unto my feet, and it orders my steps. And it's in a nutshell, that's what that song is saying. Okay, the quote of the day said there's a place for prayer, but hard work is an essential ingredient for success. So though your word is a lamp unto my feet, I need to get up and also do something. Right? So you pray, but you act. Alright then, let's crack on. road. Koiki will be joining in exactly at 11 o'clock. All right, then, listeners, it is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Bringing the time now to 10:47. To the weather front. On the weather front this morning, I can tell you assuredly, we'll be seeing patches of cloud clearing to leave, plenty of sunshine for the remainder of the day. A very warm day, but staying breezy. Tonight will continue dry with clear spells. At first, variable cloud will build overnight, with most places becoming cloudy towards dawn. A warm, muggy night expected once again. Temperature is going to be 29 degrees, always going to be 18 degrees. Pollen level moderate, UV level moderate, pollution is going to be low. Sunset 20:48, and the sunrise for tomorrow morning 05:25 hours. That brings us to the end of the weather forecast. But share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages. Take a quick break and we come back and I bring you the travel update.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Check it out. Well, keep your eyes on the roads, keep your eyes on the roads. I'll keep you navigated, I promise. Our bond, the Starr Radio travel update that comes to every weekday from 10:40. It's now 10:49. Let me say good morning to Stephen O2, who's joining us on the Facebook as well. Okay, let's move on straight to the travel this morning. Those of you here in London, or the UK to be specific. Now, on the underground this morning, apart from the Jubilee line that has got minor delays, all the others have got good service. Now, the DLR is partly suspended and has got minor delays as well. Let me bring you some details of that. No service between Bank and Shadwell, and minor delays between Tower Gateway and Canning Town, while they fix a signal failure at Popular. Good service on the rest of the line. That aside, London Overground and London Tramlink have got good service. But keep your eyes on the roads, keep your eyes on the roads. I will keep you navigated, I promise, our bond. Now, to the major roads in London, what's happening? A13, A3, A316, A4, Blackwall Tunnel, Central London Red routes have all got closures there. Now, North Circular A406 and South Circular A205 also has got closures. Now, if you can avoid them, do your best to avoid them. If you are stuck into in that traffic, continue to listen to us, because as and when there are any changes, we promise to bring it to the fore. All right. Now, on the riverbank this morning, apart from the Woolwich Ferry that's got special service, all the others have got, again, good service. Now keep your eyes on the roads, keep your eyes on the roads. I'll keep you navigated, I promise, our bond. Now moving on to the National Rail. On the National Rail this morning, East Midlands Railways have got minor delays, and First Trans-Pennine Express special service there as well. And I'll say it once again. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth. Enjoy your commute for today. But you know what? Continue to keep those eyes on the road.
Welcome to Gabby Dave Global. We are a UK-based online e-commerce store, the first of its kind with license to trade in African products. Some of the products are clothing brands and all beauty accessories, hair and beauty brands, natural aphrodisiacs, processed and dried unprocessed food. Our mission at Gabby Dave is to connect African and Caribbean businesses to customers globally. At Gabby Dave, we ensure our sellers get the best deal for their products. We are not just here to help you reach a wider audience. We are also a distribution center to support business growth by fulfilling orders to your customers from our warehouse, making sure customers receive their products on time. We are inviting all Black-owned businesses to trade on our platform because we strongly believe Africans have a unique brand the customer would appreciate globally. So get in touch today and let us make your product and business go far. Here are some of the benefits of using Gabby Dave Global. User-friendly platform, track your shipment, online support, transparent process, multiple SKUs, multiple products, a platform that encourages manufacturers as well as traders. Our marketing and PR interventions amplifies yours. Organized products and categories for easy access and navigation. Access to global community, especially within UK and Europe.
Welcome back to the program. It is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. 8 minutes to the top of the hour at the time. Let me say good morning to my long friend, Fifi Jan Ankra, all the way in Ghana. Fifi, how are you doing? Yes. Nice to see you on the platform as well. Okay, now let's move on to what is happening across the globe. That is Global Trotting. Now, on Global Trotting this morning, when it comes to what we're going to be looking at in Nigeria, now please strategizes NSCDC warns as terrorists infiltrate the South. Now, yesterday we did talk about the fact that some part of the South had been infiltrated where an individual was arrested for he was part of the is it the Boko Haram, but managed to infiltrate some communities, and we're going to be looking more into that. So how do you spot out who somebody is, especially in a place where somebody can decide that I want to cover my face because it's part of their religion or whatever, so I cover my face. You don't know whether I'm a man or I'm a woman, blah blah blah, and we know people want to cause mayhem. Now, how do we deal with that? Well, we'll be looking into that. We have plans to end insecurity. Baba Ahmed has also said, and over 70% of Nigerian infants denied exclusive breastfeeding. Why? Well, we'll be looking more into those stories, but share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now let's crack on to some other stories making the rounds in other parts of the world. Some others there as well from Nigeria. Nigerians, defend yourself like Americans. Soldiers can't save you from bandits. What is saying that as well? Masari. Now we'll be looking into that once we have Mr. Olayomi Koiki, because interestingly, a few months ago, a few weeks ago, we had a guest on the Niger Voices, a show that comes away every Wednesday evening exclusively for Nigeria. But looking this time around at the insecurity, and we have one bishop who came on, Bishop Adeshina, who was saying that, look, you need to defend yourself. Defend yourself. And we have Masari also, or Masari says that, well, this is the way forward. The soldiers or the security agencies cannot help you out. So what do? Do we all go get arms? And then what do we do with that? Well, we'll be looking into that in a moment. Now, when it comes to Africa as well, the opposition claims victory in legislative election that is in Senegal. Now, moving on to Ghana, the chief executive of the Ghana Telecommunications Chamber, Dr. Kenneth Ashigbe, says that stakeholders in the ongoing SIM registration process need to find ways to get people to register their SIM cards. Now, according to him, whereas a chunk of the population have genuine reasons for not being registered, some Ghanaians who have already gone through with linking their Ghana cards to their SIM cards have refused to go ahead with their bio capture at the various telco centers. What is all these complications? But we'll be talking more about that in a moment. But if you have any comments pertaining to that, feel free and post it, especially those of you in Ghana or those of you who go to Ghana a lot. Okay, some other stories coming from Ghana still. Now, reshuffle your appointees now to energize the economy, MPP group saying to the president. Now, what do you think? Minority should accept recommendations on Adwoa Safo Asepa is saying. What are the recommendations there? Well, a lot more we're going to be looking at once we look at some of the stories making the rounds in Ghana. All right then. Now let's move on to some other stories making the rounds in other parts of the world. Because remember, exactly after 11 o'clock, we'll be having the one and only, still the reigning champion when it comes to Nigeria information news. Yeah. Mr. Olayomi Koiki joining in to bring you updates from Nigeria. Okay, now they call him the White Lion. Yes, it's going to be coming your way. But let's move on quickly to other stories there. Find solutions to Ghana's problems. Ibrahim Mahama to students. Okay, that's a good one there. But are they being taught what? Is it only theory that they are learning, or they know how to, apply what they've learned? That is a question then. Okay? All right, now let's move on straight to other parts of the world. Now, U.S. kills al-Qaeda leader in Afghanistan drone strike. Ayman Zawahiri helped plan the 9/11 attacks and was among America's most wanted men. And now they finally got him. I bet they will say, we got him, as was said by the troops that went in to also kill Osama bin Laden. Okay? And some other stories as well. When it comes to the world front, well, tension spikes as Pelosi's Taiwan visit looms. Now, Taiwan says it has a full grasp of nearby military activity. China says U.S. will pay the price. Now, Pelosi can go to anywhere that she can go. But the fact that she goes there doesn't necessarily mean that she says Taiwan to stand against the Chinese Republic. Or do you think that maybe by she going there, she's inciting the Chinese, the Taiwanese to understand that, look, we are fully behind you? We'll be talking about that as well. It is Starr Radio UK, and you know all this geopolitics thing that is going on. Now, the world is one misstep from nuclear annihilation. The UN is saying luck that has protected the world from nuclear war may not last as tension rockets. Who is saying this? It's from the UN. A UN session. We'll be looking more into that. A militiaman who took gun to US Capitol riot has been jailed. A recruiter for a far-right militia, Guy Reffitt, was turned in by his son after the raid on Congress. Oh my goodness. Well, your son's shopping you. Oh my goodness. Whoa. There's a lot more good we're looking at. And then BP sees biggest profit in 14 years as Bill saw. You know, I've been asking this question. Have they stopped drilling the oil? The question or the answer is no. So what are we talking about? The fact that, because of the Russia and Ukrainian war, so the price of oil has to skyrocket. Is Nigeria still not drilling oil? Is Ghana not doing so? Is Saudi or the Middle East? Is it all not going on there? So what is the problem? Now, you look at the energy prices soaring. You go to the pumps, and I tell you, now last week I happened to go to the pump, and then the diesel that was supposed to be going for, I think, £1.95 plus. Now, when in a particular place, I'm not going to advertise for them, I went there, it was £1.85. I was like, ooh, let's put the tank there. Well, it was so expensive, but at least I did it. Okay. But these are the people, BP, saying that they've got the biggest profit in 14 years as the bill saw. The firm reports of 8.45 billion in the second quarter of the year as oil gas price jumped. Now, who is controlling it? Well. Now, when it comes to other stories as well, Archie Battersbee's life support due to be withdrawn. The Court of Appeal says treatment of the 12-year-old should not continue beyond 12 p.m. 12 hours BST. Let me put it that way. Now, pay public workers in regions differently, Truss says. But Labour and some Tory MPs say her plan will mean pay cuts for those living outside London. Well, lots more going to be coming your way. And it's just already okay. And one other story, murder arrest over missing student nurse. Now, 2 men are held on suspicion of murdering Olayomi Davis, who was last seen in South London in a Croydon area. Was it a couple of days ago or 3 days ago? Well, a murder arrest is looming. Apparently, she is or she was vulnerable, depending on what has happened at the time. But we'll be looking into all that. Britain's held by rebels in Ukraine to face trial. You know that they go face trial, and the next thing they tell them is that well, they are guilty and they've been sentenced to death. Well, this and a lot more we're going to be looking at. But don't you go away. Continue to share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones. Let's enjoy this music, and I'll be with you. Stay tuned.
Still the same. Yes, yesterday, today, and ever. You're not a man.
And let me take this opportunity to also say good morning to Sir Moses. Yes. Sir Moses, my man. Sir Moses Olaniran. He says, Archie, my man. To say, Papa. Happy to see you today. That's the second day of August. Fight for Yoruba freedom. Yes, it continues unabated. And I told you I'm an honorary citizen of the Yoruba nation. Yes? Aha.
This is Starr Radio UK.
You're still the same. Yes, yesterday, today, and yesterday, you're not a man.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Are you ready to turn it on?
Well, the lyrics in the song just says, He changeth not. And who changeth not, God changeth not. So whatever thing that you trust in Him for, whatever your dreams and your ambitions are, keep on keeping on. Hold on to the faith, and you will make it some way, somehow. Because of the resilience that you have as well. And Moses, yeah, you know, yes, I ate apple food, yes, enough. So don't worry at all. Let Olayomi bring it on, and I promise you that we're going to be looking into all that in a moment. But it's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. And Stephen on too. Yes, my nephew. I hope you are doing very well, Stephen. Have a lovely day. Now 9 minutes past the top of the hour, and we're going to be having Mr. Koiki joining all the way from our North London studios, where he is ready to fire on all cylinders. What is happening in Nigeria? So stay tuned, don't you go away. It is Starr Radio UK, the Tuesday edition of the morning show. And let me say good morning to you, Mr. Olayomi Koiki.
Well, a very good morning to you, Mr. Archie. Good morning to all our listeners and viewers from around the globe. And welcome once again to Starr Radio UK. It is your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London as we get into the second day of August 2022, just 9 minutes past 11 a.m. as we're going to be looking at the update coming out of Nigeria this morning.
Well. Yeah, so Moses said he had some kinky, and the experience that he had after eating the kinky wasn't good. Not in 1995. So Moses, the kinky has now been changed, yeah? So we have very soft kinky for you to eat, all right? All right, let me say good morning to Believe Yourself, okay? Believe Yourself channel. Thank you very much for joining us as well. It's a morning Oko location 419 with a frown emoji. Whatever it is, we are here to serve you breakfast, and that is why it means myself and Mr. Olayomi Koiki are here. Yami, how are you?
Well, as you can tell that the weather continued to be very beautiful this summertime as we look at it. I'm doing very well. It's good to be back as usual after enough activities as usual yesterday because in a day of a media personnel, you never take your eyes off of what is going on around the world. As I was waking up this morning as well, I was watching, I'm not sure whether you saw that already, one of the senator in Australia fighting for the indigenous people of the Aborigine, Australian Senator Lydia Topper, that branded the Britain Elizabeth II for colonizing Queen on Monday. When she was asked to say the oath, she said something different entirely. So it's been a very beautiful day, but like I said, the job of the media means that you want to know what is happening, as I'm also following what is happening in Taiwan, whether Pelosi will finally be traveling to Taiwan. So all this is a great time to be alive, especially with the good technology that we have now. You can monitor up to date what is happening on the social media without leaving your desk or leaving your house. You can literally travel around the world, but like we always say, may Nigeria never happen to you.
Well, we hope that Nigeria has not happened to you overnight. We hope you are doing very, very well. But it might not be said same about others, because others are facing so many challenges. Adax Breaker, where is Frank? Yeah, you miss him. Don't worry, Frank will be back. He's working behind the scenes. He's on some official duties. We're trying to break new ground, so he's on course to see to that. Taiwo Kike, good afternoon. Yoruba Nation, no going back. All right then. Now Now let's quickly look at some of the stories that is making the rounds. I'm Archie in the studios here in the south, and we have Mr. Olayomi Koiki in our North London studios, where we're going to be bringing you updates from Nigeria. But Yomi, before we come to the stories that you put across, now when I saw this, I was scared? Well, but I know that Bishop the one who joined and who came to additional did say that, look, you have to defend yourself. We have Masari who is saying that Nigerians defend yourself like Americans. That means Americans, how do they defend themselves? They've all got guns, okay, pistols and all sorts. He says that it's about time that you do so, because you know what? The soldiers can't save you from bandits. Yomi.
Well, every day we sit down here and we talk about the insecurity in the country, and the question remains: what is the role of the government from the state level, to the federal? We have, these two organ of body that are meant to be part of those that will take care of the security of lives. As I speak to you, not a very good one this time around is coming from Kaduna State. A woman, newborn baby, died while they were fleeing from terrorists in Kaduna. This is what is happening in Nigeria on a daily basis. A pregnant woman who gave birth while fleeing from terrorist attack in Damari town, Kazagi ward of Binari Gawari local government area of Kaduna State, was reported to have died alongside the newborn baby shortly after delivery. The rampage terrorists who invaded the community just this Sunday were said to have also adopted 50 people during the attack. The question we should then be asking is, do we still have a government in the center that is taking care of this situation as we speak right now? Election is one of their main concerns, even though from one of the headlines that we go straight into as well, police strategize. NSCDC warns as terrorists have now infiltrated the south. The police have mobilized to foil plans by terrorists to attack the southern part of Nigeria, square to the infiltration of the region by suspected Boko Haram and Islamic State West African province terrorists. As part of the strategy to prevent terrorist attack, the police chiefs in Lagos met yesterday, Monday, just as Nigerian security and civil defense warn Nigerians against employing fleeing terrorists. The question is, how do Nigerians know who is a fleeing terrorist in a country that doesn't have a right database?
It is quite scary. It is quite scary because yesterday we did talk about the fact that there been an infiltration where we had somebody who had come to the south. The south, is it the south? Let me put it the south in general, so southwest but to the south, and had gotten himself in there until somebody spotted him. I don't know how the person might have found out, or the intel that the person had to know that this is where this person is from. I mean, virtually he is what do you call it? Boko Haram. Yeah. In Abeokuta. So you look at all that and you ask yourself, are you actually sure that you are secured? Because you are sitting on a bus or driving or doing whatever with somebody that you're not very sure who that person is. Virtually, when you look at as African, especially those of us in this from the West African sub-region, we look alike. So you cannot be able, unless people have got tribal marks that you can say, oh, this person is hailing from this particular place. But without that, it's very difficult to do so. But let me acknowledge a couple of people and then we go on. Godson Emi says Yoruba Nation now. Ibadan Olu Yole as a Yoruba Nation. Ekaro. Now Elizabeth Joseph say Eku ise Taku Oloran Adomozi Oloruku Jesu. Okay, I think I've done very well. Now Prince Abimbola also they says good morning Archie and White Lion. Well done for the daily news. The country Nigeria is dead and the security is zero. Yoruba Nation has come to stay. No going back. Elizabeth Joseph says okay with the greetings still, and it says Yoruba Nation Lafeo. Okay, I think I've got it all right. But continue to post your comments, and we apologize sincerely for not being on our Facebook, our normal Star Radio UK Facebook page. But those of you listening to us, if you want to be on the Facebook page, just look for Starr Radio UK, or go and look for the Starr Radio UK fan club, and you'll find the broadcast there. You see the Archie Hammond there, and you should have a feed from the Facebook page. But the best way to listen to us, as we say all the time, you can download our apps. Go to your app store, whether it's iOS or Android, and just type in Starr Radio Global, and you will see us. Download it. It is for free. It is gone 17 minutes past the top of the hour. Miss Olayomi, Koiki in our North London studios. I'm Archie here in the South studios, and we are bringing you updates from Nigeria. Now let's move on to some of the other stories making the rounds this morning. Over to you, Yomi.
Well, once again, a very good morning to all those that have joined us as usual. As we there's quite a lot that is happening, simultaneously in Nigeria all the time. But the question is, what do you do as a citizen for those that still believe in Nigeria? Because not everybody agrees or believes in the one Nigeria as we speak. So let me now go straight to some of what is happening on the headlines coming out of Nigeria this morning. I'm going to be taking some of those headlines, and we're going to come back quickly and review them at 11:18. If you're sending money home to your loved ones, also remember to use SendWaves. If you're doing it for the first time, you can take advantage of the code STAR for radio, S for radio, S for Star, and R for radio. We give you the £5 discount in this very difficult time that we are all facing across the globe. Northwest, Southwest lead as INEC has now registered 96.2 million is coming from one of the headlines. Most lawmaker back Buhari's plan impeachment APC senator. Remember that about a week ago, some senator from the PDP want to put in Buhari on a test case. 6 weeks is what they've given. After 6 weeks, should there be any, or should there not be any changes that is coming from the insecurity in the country, they will have no other reason to start the impeachment of the president. It's already running out of time, because when you look at it, 193 days precisely before this government will eventually come to an end. Would that mean that they will impeach him as a president before that time? Is something that we will look to. So the headline says most lawmakers back Buhari's planned impeachment, even some of the members of the APC senator as well.
Let's quickly look at that. Now, if you look at the president, I mean, how many, you were saying he got about 100 and something days to be out of office, okay? Now, some are thinking that, what's the fuss about? He's leaving. So, if anything, we should rather tackle those who we think might come in. Atiko, what do you call the Tinubu, or Peter Obi. Which of them is going to, are we now going to put them all together and say, guys, sit down, look at this issue. Now you come in, we give you maybe 30 or 3 months, which is how that would be call it 100 days, let me call it that way. And then if you don't put things in place, we're going to impeach you, because the president, he's been there for all these ages, he didn't do nothing. Last minute, do you think it's worth while fighting for that?
Well, it is worth fighting, according to the angry lawmakers that gave President Buhari a 6 weeks ultimatum to actually address, the security crisis or face impeachment procedure. But the lawmaker that is representing Bauchi North Senatorial District, Senator Adamu Bukachukwa, has disclosed that the majority of the members of the Senate are also in support of the move to impeach the president, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, over the failure of his regime to address the growing insecurity. The question you ask is, what does it make? Since this government is actually winding down, or maybe when the next government comes in, they'll be able to rectify the problem, and that's even if the government presently will go ahead with an election with a spat of insecurity that is already going on in the country. But what we can say, from what we know, is that a lot of Nigerians that have been, traumatized, by this insecurity, expected this to have happened, some years back, not 3 months before this government is winding down. But what we can say is, when asked if they included APC lawmakers and if the resolution was anonymous, Bukachua stated it was not 100% anonymous per se, but the majority supported it. So that means some members of the ruling party, APC, will also support this move to impeach the president. But what is also the process, to impeach a president will determine whether they have the numbers to do so in the first place. But what I can say is, if you notice, since the day Mr. President met with the security chiefs and within the security apparatus, there's been so many changes. But for us, those changes have not really reflected, because meeting upon meeting is what the president has always called each time there's a kind of an attack in the country.
Well, listeners, it is Starr Radio UK. Do you think that what do you call impeachment of the president should proceed if he fails within that 6 weeks to deliver on that promise? Or do you think that, look, this man is finished already, let's get him out of the place and let's see or look forward? Well, God say, Elizabeth Joseph say, thank you, my brother. God will protect us from all evil leaders in Jesus' name. Amen. Now, God saying, and me says, Nigeria don't exist. Meanwhile, saying Osuniga says, good morning, White Lion Archie. Now, God saying, Emmy says, Yoruba nation is what we want. And he continues, the Buhari tenure is finished already. To hell with all of them. That's a strong one there. Well, a lot more going to be coming your way from that front. But what do you think? Now let's look at the northern leaders. Yesterday we did talk about them. Now it looks like most of them are the ones who actually resist such actions by the other members of the Senate. Now, do you think that if it comes to the numbers, like you were asking earlier on, will they have enough to actually impeach the president at all?
Well, I believe from information that we have, that some members of the APC are planning to to cross over to the to the PDP or maybe some other political party, and that could mean that the numbers that they will need to force an impeachment will eventually take place as well. But the Senate president is not actually giving room to that as we speak right now. So he's actually sitting on those 12 individuals, should that be the information is right. But like I said, time will tell. After 6 weeks, if there's still no changes, would the senator have the gut to do the needful when it comes to what they said already? Because as we say, Nigerian politics as African politics could be something that you will never believe most of what they say, because it's not like the the Western world. What they say will happen, as we saw that a lot of those that was in support of Boris Johnson when he was brought in eventually started resigning after they had no confidence in him anymore. And even some of them have now also started to campaign for the same seat as well. But that is not going to happen in Nigeria, because nobody resigns in Nigeria. Most of them will rather die in that position.
Will they die? Will they leave? Well, it is Starr Radio UK. Let's move on to some of the other stories. Over to you, sir.
Well, it's now almost 25 years, per se, when it comes to one of the the icon of the time, and that is the one and only Fela Anikulapo Kuti. Fela Anikulapo Kuti, as a lot of us know, is someone that is well known for so many reasons, and I'm going to be giving us a bit of that in just about 3 minutes, because 25 years today, the family of the legend himself, Fela Anikulapo Kuti. We try to see if the engineer can give us a kind of a picture of him at the back, but we will bring that up in just about a few minutes, because that seems to be proven a bit difficult from this end. But let's see if we can get something of it, because it would be nice to have the image of this icon right behind us while we are talking about him. Once again, you're still listening to Starr Radio UK. It is your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London, as this headline and this broadcast comes up every Monday to Friday when we review issues affecting Nigeria. So let me go straight into that while not waste too much time. Who is Fela Anikulapo Kuti? As we do know, Fela Anikulapo Kuti is someone that is not just using his music, as a lot of those that are asking for human rights, and also those that are demanding the exit out of Nigeria. Is a Yoruba man from southwest of Nigeria today. Fela Anikulapo Kuti a Nigerian multi-instrumentalist. Fela Anikulapo Kuti, also known as Abamieda, was a Nigerian multi-instrumentalist, band leader, composer, and he was also a political activist and pan-Africanist. He is regarded as the pioneer of Afrobeat, an African music genre that combines West African music with American funk and jazz. Why are we remembering him today? Because today actually make 1997 when Fela Anikulapo Kuti died. So the Kuti family on Tuesday marked the 25th death anniversary of the late Afro legend Fela Anikulapo Kuti, remembering their late father who died on August 2nd, 1997. Femi and Sheun Anikulapo Kuti, also musician, paid tribute to the legendary singer. Hailing Fela as the soul of Afrobeat, Femi noted that he missed his father even after 25 years of the icon diminished. I don't know whether you want me to come back to the studio or we just go ahead.
Let's quickly have a talk about him. I mean, he's one person who actually at the time was causing ruffling the feathers of the military. At the time, we knew what happened to the mother who was thrown off a balcony in their home, and she died. So the way they treated them, how has the family actually, from then after their dad, after Fela's death as well, how have they actually positioned themselves to like be challenging authority? How has it been in Nigeria?
Well, I don't think a lot of them have done more than half of what their late father did while he was alive, as someone that believed in the rule of law, and as at the time believe also in the marginalization of so many Nigerians per se. Some of them, like we say, are already into music as well, even though some of their music is still a kind of a music that you can listen to, but not to the extent of where we saw Fela being taken away by the military. It was jailed so many times, and like you did talk about it, he even at some point lost, their mother died as well as the first woman to drive a vehicle in Nigeria, and likewise up to date nobody knew those military that eventually invaded the house. Yes, even some of his children, I know one of them that works in one of the media in Nigeria. So when we go back, for some of us that grew to know his music, a lot of time people try to avoid those music during those era, but coming back now, when you listen to who and who they inside United Nations, and United Nations today, as we know, is the great power that like you said then, Margaret Thatcher, as at that time, the United Kingdom, the America, and when we look at the world today, you realize that there's still a lot that needs to be done when it comes to United Nations as an example as well. So Fela Anikulapo Kuti will be somebody that will be remembered from generation to generation, as we are remembering him as well today on Starr Radio UK.
Okay, an image of Fela Kuti with Mr. Olayomi Koiki whilst in one of his ministrations. Yes, her performances there. Well, we say may his soul rest in perfect peace, and may the examples that he set be a legacy for all of us, so that we know that, well, when you want to fight for a cause, you might face some serious opposition, but if you believe in the cause, you continue. Maybe you might lose your life, maybe you might not achieve that in your lifetime, but people around you might achieve that, and we say may his soul rest in perfect peace. It is Starr Radio UK, exactly 11:31. Some other comments. God said, it says Fela Anikulapo Kuti is an icon who stands against bad government. He is always remembered. Okay, and it goes on. If Nigeria could throw the mother of the country to death, what would they not do the children or masses in Nigeria? We want to break out of out from Nigeria. We can't work. One Nigeria can't work. Yoruba Nation is what we want. So keep your comments coming through. It is Starr Radio UK. Let's go back to Mr. Olayomi Koiki for some of the other stories making the rounds. Over to you, Yomi.
Thank you so much, Mr. Archie. And we're going to go move swiftly to some of the other headlines as well. 4 burnt to death in Delta State through an accident. May their soul rest in peace. We talked about, the newborn baby that died fleeing from terrorists in Kaduna. Once again, may the family of these individuals, may the soul of those that died rest in peace, as we say. Let's now come back again and look at more other headline. Buhari lacks ability to tackle insecurity, according to Katsina NNPP chairman. Also, Tinubu ignores Lawas threat, September election for campaign. Like we say, there might be a breakup in the APC before the 2023, as there's still a lot of wrangling in the party. What do we know? There are fresh indications that the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, may be looking beyond the recent threat of the former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Dr. Yakubu Dugara, and the former Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Babashir Lawal. Babashir Lawal was one of the government, and he actually had an issue. I'm talking about Babashir Lawal when Buhari was here in London, during one of the medical treatment, that Osibajo had to literally relinquish him from power for allegation of corruption. So there is now issues that Babashir Lawal to mobilize Northern Christians electorate to vote for other candidates. The development is coming against the background of strong opposition against Tinubu preference for a Muslim presidential ticket, which he has pitted with against the Christian community ahead of 2023. So that headline says Tinubu ignores the Lawas threat, September election for campaign. Also, 11 minutes ago, a very, very sad news: 16 dead, 5 injured in a Lagos auto crash. I know when there's accident around the globe, things are reviewed, but majority of the reason why there's accident in Nigeria is most of the vehicles do not have the capacity to be on the road in the first place. The road itself is not drivable, and likewise signage could be problem as well, and visibility. Let's take a look at why this accident has happened in the city of Epe area of Lagos State that have claimed 16 lives and 5 people are currently injured as we speak. A crash involving 2 vehicles in the early hours of Tuesday along Alero City, Epe area of Lagos State, like we said, have claimed 16 lives. 23 male adults were involved in the crash, while 16 dead, 5 were critically injured, 2 suffered no injuries. Confirming the accident, the Federal Road Safety Corps Lagos Command noted that the crash occurred around 3 a.m. this morning and was caused by, again, impaired visibility due to reckless driving. Just like I said, we have a lot of people, especially in Nigeria, that do not even understand, the roadiness of the road itself, and sometimes this could lead to a fatal accident. What a very sad one to the family of those that have been affected, on this particular accident. Once again, this is Starr Radio UK. It is your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. So we pray for those that have been badly affected. Let's go back now and look at some of the other headlines coming out of Nigeria this morning. Again, if you've just joined us, you're listening or you're watching Starr Radio UK. We have plans to end insecurity. This is coming from Peter Obi and his deputy vice candidate chairman, president rather, Baba Ahmed. Yusuf Ahmed Baba, the running mate of the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, has said that both himself and Obi have solution to end the insecurity in Nigeria. Yusuf, however, failed to say what plans to end the insecurity were, noting that there was no point talking about the plans as so many politicians have talked and failed as well. He was actually speaking in one of the media in Nigeria. He also accused the President Major General Muhammadu Buhari of failing to tackle the insecurity in the country. The question again is, will there be an election in 2023 with the situation of things happening as we speak right now? Buhari mandate Nasami to drive food revolution. I'm not sure how they're going to do that, especially where all the community has been invaded by Fulani herdsmen, destroying all the farms and allowing farmers to flee their community. Nigerian President Major General Muhammadu Buhari has mandated the National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure to stimulate food revolution to feed industries and Nigerians. He was speaking during the groundbreaking ceremony for the construction of the Agricultural Machinery and Equipment Development Institute in Lafia, the Nasarawa state capital, yesterday. The Executive Vice Chairman of NASAMI, Mohamed Aruna, who unveiled Buhari's position, stated that situating army in Nasarawa was part of the directives given to the agency by the president to revolutionize farming and food processing using technology. I don't know how that is going to happen, because today so many places that should have been the food basket of Nigeria are rampaging with terrorist activities, but the president still believes that there can still be food revolution. I'm going to go straight to the social media and then come back again to you in the studio. 11:37, it is Starr Radio UK. Let's take a look at what people are saying on the social media. EndSARS is actually trending at number 5. I will look into that with 18,000 tweets so far. Why is EndSARS trending? Remember, EndSARS was all about, the change of the police in Nigeria for brutality, extortion, and killing. But before we go there, let's take a look at Are Karunwi Kakafo said about an hour ago, the Fulani jihadists and the Southern Nigerians who want one Nigeria are working together, and their allies, both of them want to keep Lugadian contraction as one at the expense of the millions of the indigenous lives that are perishing within that country. Again, almost Sakoni, there is nothing like Nigerians. It is just a geographical location. We are different nations enforced to be nations. So you can see that the war that we are not Nigerians is what a lot of people are continuing to ask and demand. Who created Nigeria? What was the purpose of the creation of Nigeria? But some Nigerians believe that we can still be united. We can go for another election, bring in the right people to become the president, and the unity of Nigeria will merge together. So let's take a look at why we have EndSARS popping up again this morning. According to S. Yusuf at S_Yusuf, after denying that hashtag Lekki massacre did not happen during hashtag EndSARS, they woke up in an auspicious morning to tell us to forgive the perpetrators. But you all said it didn't happen now. The level of heartlessness in this country can make a sane man go mad. So I believe somebody, which I think could be Tinubu, is now begging or pleading, to those that might be affected during the EndSARS. According to Neferati at First Ladyship, 9 people, they are begging us to forgive Tinubu for allowing the army to murder our comrades at the Lekki toll gate during our hashtag EndSARS peaceful protest. Now they need our vote. Now they can beg. If we let them in, they will kill and finish all of us. Apply what sense, according to the person. So it seems that some people are pleading on behalf of Tinubu so that they can come back and become the next president. But it seems a lot of Nigerians are disagreeing with that. So who actually said what that led to this? I believe somebody named as Alhaji Tajuddin Adefisoye is also an influencer with about 14,000 followers, the founder of Small Alhaji Youth Development Foundation, member of the House of Representatives Idori in Ifedori Federal Constituency, is also the deputy chairman Hardcore Committee. So now you can see the reason why EndSARS is trending. He actually said this yesterday. I beg, if BAT, which is Bola Ahmed Tinubu, don't offend you because of EndSARS, please, let's forgive and forget it. No president, I repeat, no president can fix this country in 8 years. We need a template for development. Now only Ashiwaju fits run arm. It is beyond party affiliation now, but a new Nigeria. And let's take a look at some of the comments underneath, and I'm sure you expect a lot of different comments. Reno says, is this a joke? With a question mark. Also, Mayor D says, it is not a joke. We need to apologize for tagging him to Lekki massacre. He was concerned like us, but emotion got us thinking he was one. Now Fisayo Shoyombo, an investigative journalist, says, if your immediate younger brother or sister was murdered during hashtag EndSARS, will you so easily forgive and forget in an election season? I'll take the last one and come back to you in the studio. What is the correlation between BAT and EndSARS? The tweet specifically said if BAT had offended you, are you saying that you are an ifutado evidence from your tones of investigative work that BAT was behind the EndSARS killing? So you can see why EndSARS is actually trending in Nigeria this morning.
Well, exactly the last comment that somebody posted was what I was pondering over, that what role did BAT play in there? But before we come to that, Elizabeth Joseph says, may his soul continue to rest in peace. He's talking about Fela. And then Suleiman Yusuf says, good morning, Koiki. Now Godson Emmy says, Nigeria youth needs to be enlightened because no party can make Nigeria work anymore. For over 60 years not working, so it will not work anymore. All we want is a break out of Nigeria. Okay, we'll be looking into that. But the question that I was trying to find out once again was, what role did Tinubu play in the EndSARS protest? Now, did he comment? Did he make any? What do you have anything of the sort?
Well, what actually happened was, during the EndSARS and after the attack, Tinubu had this, to say, as at the time when that occurred, he actually fled the country, but there is evidence that the Lekki toll gate concession is controlled by him, but this and what he had to say after he returned back to Nigeria. Let's listen a little bit.
If he didn't order the attack, who ordered the attack? Was it to his knowledge that people were attacked? That's all I needed from him.
Going forward now, I mean, you've seen him, you've commiserated with him. I'm sure he will start from giving you a mild picture, mental picture of the level of long-term destruction of public and private property and cases of casualty and fatality if they were. What's the next step going forward for you, for all well-meaning people of Lagos who want to support? Because I heard the governor say something like, this is really going to be tough. In a year, we have had to reduce our budget.
Now, first, we have to segregate the calendar. Those who suffered casualty before the protest from the hand of SARS, you have to separate that from those who suffered casualty, due to T and the toll gate.
So you can tell that, as one of the strong party member, the question is, who gave the order, to allow the military to invade a peaceful protest that was going on in that particular, axis of Lagos. Tinubu denied, and there was a voice call that some Nigerians were able to call through to him, and that was recorded. The question is as somebody that knows Lagos and also have the influence of the governor of the Lagos state, they were all aware that the protesters were there, and they've been there for a couple of weeks, but it seems that the inconvenience of that, to the government of the day, that the protesters were not adamant to leave, eventually led to, a message coming through that was indicated that even the Lagos state governor was involved in allowing the military to go ahead, to attack the innocent protester. So a year or 2 years down the line, somebody is now saying, let's try and forgive and forget now that election is coming, and I believe is why EndSARS is trending again this morning.
Well, listeners, interesting. Now let's the Lekki toll gate massacre. There was an inquiry, a committee of inquiry that was set up, who came up with some recommendations. What do you think have happened to that that recommendations?
Well, just like so many other recommendations, I mean, yes, as at the time it was going on, it seems that there will be a solution. Yeah, I mean, the recommendation has been passed to the Lagos state governor, but I believe election is coming. They are not much interested in that at the moment. So that is probably somewhere sitting out in the dust. So as so many recommendation. Let's take a look at some of the conferences that have happened in Nigeria in terms of to restructure Nigeria for some years ago. Until now, everybody is now saying maybe enough is enough. This unity is definitely not working. So a government, whether from the federal or the state, have never taken recommendation, because recommendation is only to advise, and allow things to be done and change properly. But because some of those recommendations will not favor the government of the day, so they will rather keep the file underneath, the desk until they leave the office, and they will come back and tell you how those recommendations will be useful if only they've amended or worked with it as at the time they were in office.
Interesting. Now, great Brian, thank you very much for joining us as well. And Yoruba Logger Agbaye TV. He said, good morning, Mr. Koiki. Yoruba Nation is sure, no going back. My question is, how do you think we can, or like you, or those who are saying that, look, this is what is happening, marginalization, we are being destroyed, everything, can sensitize those who are on the ground? Because when it comes to elections, what happens is that the one call Tinubu, call whoever is running for whatever position, the Lagos state governor, whoever is going to run is going to come to you. That's why somebody's come and said, oh look, let's forgive Tinubu. It's something that happened. Let's take it as a water that has been washed under the bridge, and let's move on. But how do you think we can conscientize people? Because people, they'll be giving some temperance. Maybe 50 naira, 100 naira, or 1,000 naira, and they will run and go and vote for them because these people are desperate to survive, and therefore anything at all. But how do you think you can conscientize people for them to know that, look, this time round it is not on? Because we know this is what templates they use all the time. They come election time, they take your money, they give you something small, and then you eat, and they go and just do it and then destroy your life after that. What do you think?
Well, I believe that a lot of Nigerians' expectation, for 2023 is going to be as much different, from what we used to know. A lot of people are becoming more involved, in the politics, rather than just leaving the politics, to the miscreant, as you might want to call it. But everybody now wants to know, what actually do you want to do? We don't want to just see you dancing and bringing drums out and all sorts. We want to actually know, what do you want to do? And most time, what you see is the dancing, the jubilation, and no point of what are you going to do. We just talked about, the Labour Party, having an interview, but could not give a clarity of what and how, they plan to, to put, things, in place. Yusuf Ahmed Baba, when asked, Yusuf said, we do what have Nigerians not heard in the past? What has the All Progressive Congress not told Nigerians? What did Buhari not say about restoring security? And Nigerians not tired of hearing people talk and doing the opposite? Peter Obi and I are completely a different mix. You are not a different mix. We'd still like to know from the Nigerians that believe in Nigeria, because some of us do not believe in Nigeria anymore, but those that believe would like to know what actually are you going to put in place, for the unity of the indigenous people that have been marginalized in a country like Nigeria and forced them to remain in Nigeria. Just as, like I said earlier, when one of the indigenous senator, the Aborigine Australian Senator Lydia Top, branded Britain Elizabeth II a colonizing queen on Monday as the recently elected lawmaker reluctantly swore allegiance while taking the oath of office.
That was an interesting one, because yesterday when I captured that story, she was supposed to be in the group when they were going to be sworn in. Now she was absent. Now she was given the chance, because if you have to be in parliament, you have to be sworn in individually, definitely, before you go in there. And then when she had the option to do that, well, she says Queen Elizabeth is a colonialist. Okay, which is true because we call Nigeria, we call Ghana a colony of what a former colony of Great Britain. So she's telling the truth. So if people are thinking that this is what you people have done to us and we need to leave or whatever, I mean, I think they have a cause to do it. But I pray that once we do all these programs, I mean, when I pray, I'm not saying I'm praying like this, but I'm appealing to the conscience of people that they will come to the place where they know that somebody is coming to rule over us or begging us for our votes, and we know exactly what they are doing. They are not going to serve our service, then we are not going to. If not, we just vote for people to come and rule over us. They come in, and Tinubu, when people are demonstrating, will organize that people will be shot and stuff like that, or whatever should happen to them, and then today somebody will come and say forgive him and let's move on. Really? Well, Aziz Badazarek, good morning, my brother. Today you are on time. You are not late. Well, it is Starr Radio UK. Let's go back to Yomi for the rest of the updates. Over to you, Yomi.
Well, let's just go back one more time and look at the more stories about Nigeria on the social media as it's trending. This morning. Again, we can come for the devil reincarnated of Lord Lugard in the person of the ambassador has appointed their loyal Fulani overlord to continue to supervise the slave plantation called Nigeria. The Yorubas, Igbo, Ijos, and not Fulanis, you will all learn the hard way in the coming years. And those that support, as the Biafra also, Simon Ekpa this morning, these people right here are problem. While Nigeria is on fire, Biafra people are killed every day. Islamic State are overrunning Nigeria on daily basis, but they are discussing electoral reform. Is actually, I think, in the picture of the British High Commissioner Catherine Lang with Atiku Abubakar is generating quite a lot of messages on the social media on why there's this kind of engagement that is going on with the British High Commissioner as a particular time. So that's why Simon Ekpa says these people right here are problem. While Nigeria is on fire, Biafra people are being killed, Islamic State are overrunning Nigeria on a daily basis, but they are discussing electoral reform. Atiku and Katrina Lang, are you not aware that Biafra will exit Nigeria in 2023? Now let's take a look at what other people are saying. Peter Okoye, I believe those are the P Square, and this was on July 29. With all the insecurity and hunger in Nigeria, and in February next year, you will still beg your neighbor to help you charge your phone for 15 minutes so you can come online, hoping for Peter Obi to lose election so that you can mock me. You are mocking yourself. Hunger knows no tribe. So you can see that he's big fan of Peter Obi to become the next president. So, and this is actually what is happening in Nigeria. A lot of people will beg their neighbors to allow them to charge their mobile phone within their house. And the last one is again, I am supporting Peter Obi to fix Nigeria so Buhari and Tinubu won't be going to London for medical treatment and Atiku won't live in Dubai. This is coming from actor OK Bakassi.
Well, listeners, Starr Radio UK. Now, before we round up our conversation, we know that we've gone beyond our lesson. But when it comes to the elections as well, what is going on? I've just started the campaign because we see we are just seeing only the three parties.
It's just the banter that is still going on. The campaign will start somewhere around September or October.
What about the smaller parties? What are they doing? Showore, what's the name? Fela, Drotoli, I forgot it.
Drotoli is not actually coming out this time around. Showore is still in the race, and I believe I received a message. Let's go and see what he's actually saying on his social media this morning. Once again, Showore is the presidential candidate for the AAC. 14 hours ago, in keeping silent about evil, in burying it so deep within us that no sign of it appears on the surface, we are implanting it. We will rise up 1,000-fold in the future when we neither punish nor reapproach evildoers. We are not simply protecting their travel old age, with a picture of Muhammadu Buhari in a frown face.
Well, The banter goes on, as Yomi said, but Royal Aid says there will be no forgiveness for all Yoruba traitors. Well, he's come out to say that. No forgiveness. All right then. Listeners, it is Starr Radio UK. We want to say thank you very much for joining us, as many of you who have been on our YouTube channel, and those of you on the various Starr the various Facebook pages, Archie, Starr Radio UK, studios and all that, fan club and all that. We want to salute each and every one of you. But let's go to Yomi for his closing remarks. Over to you, Yomi.
Well, we'll be back again same time tomorrow, but for now, stay tuned with Archie for the rest of the program. I would like to say thank you so much for those of you that have stayed with us on this broadcast this morning. I'll be back again same time tomorrow, but for now, bye for now.
Okay, bye. Thank you very much, Yomi. Well, listeners, it is Starr Radio UK. I tried to get myself a cover version of one of Fela and Nicola Kuti's song, and this time around is that tune says Kalakuta mentality. We're gonna listen to that, and then after that we'll continue with the show. But stay tuned, don't you go away. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. It's a cover version by La Coquette Mox. Enjoy it.
This is Starr Radio UK.
In your car, at work,
at home,
on your smartphone.
In your car,
at work,
at home,
on your smartphone.
Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, bringing the time now to a minute after 12 or 12:02 PST. Broadcasting live on our social media platforms. But let me say once again, good afternoon to Fuad Aziz. It says Yoruba Nation now. Olu Ola. It says Baba 70s. Yeah. And as I did promise you, something playing in the background from the La Côte Mox playing an instrumental piece of one of the late musical moguls or maestros, let me put it that way, the late Fela Kuti. Once again, may his soul rest in perfect peace. This is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now let's take a quick break. We come back and we look at some of the stories making the rounds in other parts of the world. But stay tuned, don't you go away. It is the morning show. I am Archie.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and intact? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination intact. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Prampram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Prum Prum Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Yo, what's up, people? This is a boy Raskin Bobo One. Tune in every day, every night at the Star Radio UK with the big man them Archie. When I say Orta, you say fire.
Welcome back to the program. It is Star Radio UK. With the time now, 7 minutes past the top of the hour. Let me say, God say, Emmy. I say thank you to you, and let me say thank you to you too, sir, for joining us today. Yes, we love you all, guys, because but for you will not be here. You are the one who continue to urge us on, and that's why we do our best today and bring you everything that we need to do. So we wish you all the best for today, and we meet you all. But thank you very much for still being with us. But now let's move on to some other stories making the rounds. But before then, let me open the lines. If you want to join the conversation, 0208-133-2257 or 58 0208-133-2257 or 58. Those of you in the US, Canada, or the Caribbean area, it's 001-718-303-2737 001-718-303-2737. You can text or WhatsApp us. It is 075-3966-1744 075-3966-1744. Our Twitter handle is Star Radio UK, and email address is info@starradiouk.com. Whatever it is, just make sure you dial in, post your comments, or whatever you want to do on whichever of the platforms that you are listening to us from. Now this afternoon there's going to be BB May's Business with BB Clement. Yes, the program that is tailored measured to meet your business needs. You want to know what to do, you want to know what strategy to take, you want to know what step next to take. Well, go look no further or go no further. Just continue to listen to us. Exactly at 1:30, BB Clement will be taking over the reins and bring you BB May's Business. So stay tuned, don't you go away. Now let's move on straight to some other stories making the rounds. Don't you worry, the program will not be void of music. I'm going to bring you some music during the course of the program, but this has all been because we love you to be with us. Well, let's talk about education in Ghana, in sub-Saharan African area or sub-region. Let's talk about West Africa. Let's talk about Nigeria. Let's talk about Ghana. Let's talk about now our quality of education. Do people just go educate themselves, get all the certificates, saying, let's cite an example, I'm an engineer. Meanwhile, when a bulb goes off in my own house, I'm not able to change that, and I call myself an engineer, I need somebody to come and do it. If I am busy, if I am away, and there is something of the sort that's happening, I need to call on somebody to go and do it. That's a different ball game. But not when I am there. And I said I've learned, I've trained myself in that particular field, and yet I cannot do anything when it comes to it. Then I beg to differ from there. But well, Ibrahim Mahama is saying to students that find solutions to Ghana's problems. What I'm trying to say here is more of theoretical education is what we enjoy the most. So when it comes to the implementation, we lack. Now the Chief Executive Officer of Engineers and Planners, Jatta Cement Ibrahim Mahama, has charged students in the country to strive towards finding solutions to problems bedeviling the country. In a speech to students of the University of Ghana School of Allied Health, Mr. Mahama underscored the importance of thinking global. There are many entrepreneurs all over Ghana, even globally, but how many of them have you heard of? I will not bother you by asking what you have heard or know of them, but for a certainty, those you have heard of did something unique. They found solution to mankind's everyday problems. This is the kind of mindset you have or you should have, and solutions to financial expectations you may be looking up to. Now, he related his dream of setting Jata Cement and how it started from a problem of inferior cement he identified. In the past, news of collapsed buildings were regular features in the media as a result of the usage of substandard materials for building. What do you think an entrepreneur will do? He or she, after studying and understanding the cause, will then come up with a solution and mainstream it when properly commercialized, bringing forth the financial fortunes. The breadth of Jata Cement hinges on solutions to protect and add value to the construction sector. In the world of entrepreneurship, financial gains will come after the people buy into your solutions or your services. Now, Mr. Mahama urged the students who want to be successful entrepreneurs to first of all be innovative, commercialize their innovation, and be financially literate. Now, how are you able to convert your innovative ideas into a resilient entrepreneurship concept with a global reach in mind? With the existence of technology, cross-border transactions among different countries have become possible. You can cite Netflix and Amazon as an example. He urged students to eschew selfishness and collaborate, if need be, in the building of their businesses. Learn to avoid "I want to do it all by myself" culture. There are times you must rely on friends with expertise in some fields. My apologies. Learn to collaborate to create values for your ideas. In all this, do not limit your targets, market, or audience to people within your community or country only. The world's population should be your target market to reach. Work hard at it. Consult more, and the financial reward will naturally flow or follow suit. And how true is that? How true is that? Okay, but my worry is that the education that we offer to our people, is it one that they can actually say that, look, I'm going to be using that to get on with my life, or to bring about my dreams? Do you think it's something that we can do on that front, or is there anything of the sort that can be done in that front? Well, it is Starr Radio UK. You get people educated, and you want them to implement whatever they've learned, and actually you seen nothing. You don't see anything when it comes to that. But what do you think is going to happen? It's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Well, a word of advice from him, Mr. Ibrahim Mahama, brother of the former president John Dramani Mahama, and to my old mate Malik. Long time no here. I hope you are doing very, very, very well there as well. But it's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Bringing the time now to 12:15. Okay, let's continue. Let's look at some of the other stories making the rounds in other parts of the world. But share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones. Okay. We'll take a break, and then I will come back to you. Just stay tuned. Don't you go away.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Starr, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medase.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go from Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy. Welcome back to the program. It is Starr Radio UK. 19 minutes past the top of the hour at the time, the morning show, the Tuesday edition. Okay, now let's move on straight to some of the other stories making the rounds there. Yes, Yomi, check it out and let me know. Check it out and let me know. All right then. Okay, now, so when it comes to some other stories making the rounds in Ghana as well, we know the SIM card deadline. Deal with Ghana card acquisition issues, minority to government. Now we know that this issue has been going on. The minority in parliament has urged the government to deal with the issues with the acquisition of the Ghana card. According to the minority, the latest SIM card re-registration extension announced by the Minister of Communication will come to naught until the challenges confronting the acquisition of the Ghana card is fully addressed. Now, he goes on further to say, we are unperturbed and unconcerned about whether she did it reluctantly or willingly, or we are interested in the fact that she has to comply with common sense and logic to the extension. Whether it is willingly is none of our business. The ranking member of the Communications Committee, Sam George, said this morning. He continued by saying that she serves the people of this country and she must do what is the will and the wish of majority of the Ghanaian people. The deadline that has been extended for me, I said it last time, that if you just extend the deadline without necessarily dealing with the root cause of why Ghanaians are unable to register before the deadline, you get to the deadline and have the problems. So what do you think they're going to do about it? The lawmaker further advised the ministry to deal with the issues of acquisition of the national identification card to have a smooth process. People who don't have software that you are demanding for, until and unless there is a holistic approach to dealing with acquisition of the Ghana card by the majority of the Ghana people, or the minister complying actually with real dictates of the law is now, which is allow people to register with their driving license, their passport, with their voter ID or the Ghana card. You will continue to have the problem. So how do people, have you gone to register? How did you come by it? How easy was it for you if you are in Ghana? I know that Nigeria was doing this, and I think they passed that as well. Well, pushing. But the thing is, what are they trying to use that for? What's the brain behind that whole thing? I want somebody to even educate me on that. Just go and register. Is it something to streamline activities of fraudulent people? If that is it, then I can tell you that people can be fraudulent if they have the means to do it, because they could just bring any chip from outside, pay whatever is for international roaming, and still use it. What about that? Or if I can just top up my phone on the network and then just use it anywhere. Will you stop me when I'm coming to the country with a mobile phone with a chip? Will you stop me? And these are the times where we are now using other internet more to communicate, rather than just using the old using your card. So I can buy this. As far as I've got a card on it, then I'm able to sort of communicate with people. But what do you think? Okay. Yomi, let me see what seems to be going on there. Okay. I think some of you are experiencing some challenges when it comes to viewing us on the Facebook platform. I don't know what is happening there, but we are doing our best to resolve that one as well, while the technical team are doing their best to resolve what is going on the Star Radio UK one as well. But wherever you are, stay tuned. But those of you on the YouTube channel, I want to say thank you very much for your support during these challenging times for Star Radio UK. We know that you support us greatly. All right, then, now let's move on to some other stories from Ghana, and then we can leave there to other parts of the world. So a group calling itself Alliance for Food Soldiers Advocacy, the AFFA, grassroots wing of the ruling MPP, is calling on President Akufo-Addo to urgently reshuffle his appointees to energize the economy. According to the group, some notable appointees of the government are dormant in their discharge of duty, which is slowing the economic growth. Now, addressing the media in Accra, an executive member of the AFA, Kamal Dean, said there is a rising level of despondency in the MPP, which has to be tackled immediately. He added that some dormant appointees of the ruling government are retarding economic progress, hence the urgent need to retire them from their duties and roles. Now, Kamal Dean further mentioned that AFA is ever ready to present the names of such dormant appointees to President Akufo-Addo as and when the need be. He stated that ministers and government officials who are desiring to lead the party in 2024 should also be retired immediately to pave way for fresh energy in governance. Now, Kamaldeen commended President Akufo-Addo for taking bold steps to sack Sarah Adwo-Asafo as gender minister. He further urged party executives to also tend the welfare of MPP grassroots members as they work tirelessly for the party. Well, once you do so, what about other people in the country as a whole? How are they going to be benefiting from this? But these are all coming your way from Star Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. I'll bring it the time now to bringing the time now to 12:26. Well, some other stories making the rounds there says Paula Foko and all other suspended members of the MPP will be reinstated. Who is speaking? But I will leave that for tomorrow. It is Star Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let's move on straight to some other stories making the rounds on the African continent. Now, Senegal opposition claims victory in legislative election is one of the stories making the rounds there. And in South Africa, 2 dead in anti-cost of living protests, and the Kenyan polls stakes high as rival parties battle to secure swing regions there as well. But let me bring you this first one. The presidential camp and the opposition each stood firm on Monday in claiming to have won Sunday's parliamentary election in Senegal as the vote count continued. What is undeniable is that we are the ones who won this election, said Khalifa Sall, one of the opposition leaders, during a press conference of his coalition. We won and we will not accept that they steal our victory. It continued, and that is Africa for you. The Senegalese have decided on their cohabitation at the level of the National Assembly. Also set date for another leader of the movement after listing a series of acquired constituencies. We reject any possibility of cohabitation and reassure our supporters that we remain the majority after this election, despite an advance of the opposition, said Aminata Tory, head of the presidential coalition list, on Monday evening. Now, this legislative election, the last before the presidential election in 2024, are a test after the local elections of January won by the opposition in major cities of the West African country known for its stability, such as Dakar, Ziguinchor, and what is it, Thies or Thies? Now, on Sunday night, Aminata Tory had assured to have won 30 departments out of the 46 that Senegal has and constituencies abroad, while acknowledging the defeat of Dakar, the capital. This undoubtedly gives us a majority in the National Assembly, she said. This statement was followed by a statement from the main opposition coalition, which also claimed victory, speaking of a comfortable majority for the Jiwi Walu intercoalition. Now, we wish to warn national and international opinion against any attempt to manipulate the results, and we also call on Senegalese to stand up for the security of the people's victory, the statement added. But what do you think is going to happen there? We'll be following it very closely, and God willing, tomorrow we can bring you more on that developing story from Africa as well. Well, some new information coming through. A Ugandan lab has given early alerts for zoonotic disease. What is a zoonotic disease? More than half of all human infections, such as malaria, Ebola, SARS, are zoonotic in origin, according to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control. Its scientists estimate more than 6 out of 10 known infectious diseases in people can be spread from animals. It says 3 out of every 4 new emerging infectious disease in people came from animals. As growing population spills over onto previously undisturbed areas of wildlife, the risk of transmission increases. In 2004, there was an outbreak of anthrax at the 1.978 square kilometer Queen Elizabeth National Park. It killed hundreds of animals, including hippos and elephants. Now, veterinary scientists scrambled to identify the disease, which was threatening to wipe out a big chunk of the park's wildlife. But then the lack of facilities made sample collection and testing difficult. Now, Uganda has tried to change this. Now, inside the park at Mueya is the newly commissioned Uganda Wildlife Authority Diagnostic and Research Laboratory, which is equipped to deal with potentially dangerous pathogens. Now, the executive director of the Uganda Wildlife Authority, Sam Wanda, believes the new facility is essential to help the country address the major challenges faced in wildlife conservation and disease control. He says our ability to actually pick samples and test samples for diseases was limited very often. If we were not able to get support from the UVRI, the Uganda Viral Research Institute in Entebbe, we would have to ship these samples abroad to be able to determine what disease we have. So, working with our partners from the US called DITRA, they offered to help us construct a biosafety level 2 laboratory that is constructed in Mayowa. The laboratory is now operational. Staff at the lab says they're now able to research and trace dangerous pathogens which occurs in wildlife. And I hope that will help benefit every one of us who lives in that part of the world. But it's All Star Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Well, interestingly, a UN force has admitted deadly shooting at DR Congo border posts. Now, UN Chief Antonio Guterres said he was outraged after 2 people were killed and several others injured when UN peacekeepers opened fire during an incident in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo on the Uganda border on Sunday. The UN force MONUSCO admitted that some of its peacekeepers had opened fire for unexplained reasons, adding that the arrest had already been made. Now, Guterres was saddened and dismayed to learn of the shooting, a UN statement said. And the Secretary General stresses in the strongest term the need to establish accountability for these events. He welcomes the decision of his special representatives in the Democratic Republic of Congo to detain the MONUSCO personnel involved in the incident and to immediately open an investigation. It added, now, a video of the incident shared on social media showed men, at least one in police uniform and another in army uniform, advancing towards the immobilized UN convoy behind a closed barrier in Kasindi. The town is in eastern DR Congo, Beni territory on the border with Uganda. This all coming your way from Star Radio UK. 27 minutes to the top of the hour. One other story from there, and then we bring the stories to from Africa to an end, and then move on. Well, the Algerian president is calling on Mali to move towards elections. Well, he has we'll talk about that, not today, but we'll find time to talk about that. Okay, and there's a death toll in Uganda, flood death, and it's raising to the death toll in the Uganda flood death and raising to 22. Now the final story from South Africa, where when it comes to demonstrations, oh my goodness. Now 2 protesters were shot dead in South Africa on Monday during a demonstration against rising utility prices that was fired upon by police. The protests took place in township of Tembisa in the east of the South African economic capital Johannesburg, where angry residents, particularly over electricity prices, blocked road and burning tires and set fire to a public building. There were 2 fatal injuries in the protest action which took place in the early hours on the morning, said City Police spokesperson Kalebo Bogil Thepa. It is alleged they were shot. Now the story says Independent Police Investigation Service, the IPID spokeswoman Lizzie Sapping had earlier told the AFP that an investigation was underway after recording a victim of gunshot fired by a member of the police. Well. There are challenging times ahead now across the world, and you see such happenings and you ask yourself, is it going to happen next door to me? But well, this is what is happening when it comes to South Africa. Now, what about where you live? It is Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. We'll be looking at some of the stories making the rounds here in the UK and other parts of the world. Tension spikes as Pelosi's Taiwan visit looms. Well, the government, okay, that's in the US, has said that, well, I think they rather she doesn't go in there. But it looks like she's a woman who decides what she wants to do and follows on with it, and therefore she might go there. But we don't know her itinerary. We don't know, especially when the Chinese are saying that we're not going to stand or set aloof, not doing anything, and therefore we're going to be doing something. Is it that they're going to target her? Well, US kills al-Qaeda leader in Afghanistan drone strike, and a lot more going to be coming your way. Just stay tuned and don't you go away. It is Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for star, R for radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Welcome back to the program. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, bringing the time now to 22 minutes to the top of the hour. It is the Tuesday edition of the morning show, and I am Archie, and we are looking at some of the stories making the rounds in other parts of the world as well. Those of you on the Facebook, thank you very much. Let me say good afternoon to Florence Ofosubuating. Thank you very much for joining us there as well, and thanks for watching as well. Okay, now let's move on to some other stories making the rounds this morning when it comes to other parts of the world. Somebody say, which other parts of the world? I'm talking about here in the UK and other parts of the world. Well, interestingly, tension spikes ahead of Pelosi's expected visit to Taiwan. Now, Taiwan is bracing for a potential show of force from China as U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi was expected to arrive on the island late Tuesday. Her visit is not backed by the White House, which is not backed by the White House, will be the first by such a senior U.S. official in decades. Now, Pelosi is the third highest ranking official in the U.S. government and a long-time critic of Beijing. Now, China has repeatedly warned against the visit and on Tuesday said the U.S. will pay the price. What are they talking about there? Well, Taiwan is a self-ruled island but claimed by China, which sees it as a breakaway province, like what the Russians are telling the Ukrainians. You are a breakaway province, come back. Yes, the foreign ministry spokeswoman Hua Chunying said China had been in communication with the U.S. about sensitivity of the visit. The U.S. said will bear the responsibility. Okay, let me take it again. The U.S. side will bear the responsibility and pay the price for undermining China's sovereign security interests, he said. On Tuesday, China sent warplanes up to the median line, the informal dividing line in the Taiwan Strait between the Chinese mainland and Taiwan. Its forces have also been holding live fire drills, and the Chinese military's Eastern Command. The Chinese military Eastern Command there as well. Now, Taiwan Defense Ministry said it had a full grasp of military activities near the island and was determined to defend itself against any Chinese threat. The U.S. has formal diplomatic relations with China and not Taiwan, but maintains what it calls a robust unofficial relationship with the island. Earlier in the week, National Security Council spokesman John Kirby told reporters China could respond with military provocation, including firing missiles near Taiwan, launching the large-scale air or naval activities, or making spurious legal claims to justify a naval blockade of Taiwan Strait. Well, so do you think this action is going to bring about anything of the sort? Well. It is Starr Radio UK. Let me say good afternoon to my bishop himself, Papa Fio Alashinunu, who is also joining us on the Facebook transmission. Thank you very, very much for doing so. At 12:42, the time, Starr Radio UK, the station, the morning show, the program. Let's move on to some other stories making the rounds in other parts of the world. Well, breaking story came in this morning. Now, Ayman al-Zawahiri, al-Qaeda leader, has been killed in a U.S. drone strike. Information coming through is saying so. The U.S. has killed the leader of al-Qaeda, Ayman al-Zawahiri, in a drone strike in Afghanistan. President Joe Biden has confirmed he was killed in a counter-terrorism operation carried out by the CIA in the Afghanistan capital, Kabul, on Sunday. He and Osama bin Laden plotted the 9/11 attacks together, and he was one of America's most wanted terrorists. Now, Mr. Biden said al-Zawahiri had carved a trail of murder and violence against American citizens. From hiding, he coordinated al-Qaeda's branches all around the world, including setting priorities for providing operational guidance and calling for inspired attacks against U.S. targets, the president said in a live television address from the White House. Now, justice has been delivered, and this terrorist leader is no more, he added. The FBI updated its most wanted terrorist poster on Monday with Zawahiri's status now deceased. The 71-year-old Egyptian doctor took over al-Qaeda after the death of bin Laden in 2011. Well, it's interesting because you ask yourself the question, what motivates them? What motivates them? Some people will tell you that, well, they think about the evil that the West is perpetrating on their citizens or their kind, and therefore think that they need to stand up. But you ask yourself the question, if you want to do so, why don't you target the person who brought whatever policies, but rather innocent people, and then you go kill them. You take about 9/11, for example, you see what happened there. But wow, it's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Do you think this is going to actually ruffle their feathers again, and it's going to be an uprising of a sort? But because we see that things have sort of calmed down a bit. Are we now, because during the lockdown and everything, things actually came down because people were not able to move around and do all sorts. But now, with what has happened, do you think it's going to ruffle the feathers of these people? Because you kill one, they get another one in place, and they continue with their ideology. But what do you think? It is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Well, we know that virtually we are at a point where we are tilting towards war, a third world war, sort of. Because if I talk about the fact that what is happening in China now between Taiwan with the visit of the Speaker of the U.S. House, Nancy Pelosi, in Taiwan, if their alleged visit is said to have gone on, what is going to happen, and that tension that seems to be created. The world is one misstep from devastating nuclear war and peril not seen since the Cold War. The UN Secretary General has warned, we have been extraordinarily lucky so far. Antonio Guterres said, amid rising global tensions, humanity is just one misunderstanding, one miscalculation away from nuclear annihilation, he added. His remarks came at the opening of a conference It came at the opening of a conference for countries signed up to the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. The 1968 deal was introduced after the Cuban Missile Crisis, an event often portrayed as the closest the world ever came to nuclear war. The treaty was designed to stop the spread of nuclear weapons to more countries and to pursue the ultimate goal of complete nuclear disarmament. Now, almost every nation on earth is signed up to the NPT, including the 5 biggest nuclear powers. But among the handful of states never to sign are 4 known or suspected to have nuclear weapons. That is India, Israel, North Korea, and Pakistan. The Secretary General Guterres said the lack the world had enjoyed so far in avoiding a nuclear catastrophe may not last, and urged the world to renew a push toward eliminating all such weapons. Now, luck is not a strategy, nor is it a shield from geopolitical tensions boiling over into nuclear conflict, he said. And he warned that those international tensions were reaching new highs, pointing specifically to the invasion of Ukraine, tension on the Korean Peninsula, and in the Middle East as example. Now, Russia was widely accused of escalating tensions when, days after his invasion of Ukraine in February, President Vladimir Putin put Russia's substantial nuclear forces on high alert. Well, are we venturing to the end of times? Well, then let's get ourselves ready. Let's be staying in church. Let's be praying. I think that will be the way forward for us. What about that? Well, it is Starr Radio UK. 12 minutes to the top of the hour at the time. The morning show. I'm going to be taking you to the UK front, where we have a couple of stories to look at. But before then, well, a capital rioter has been turned in by son, gets 87 months in prison. Now, would you shop your parents? Shopping them, meaning grassing up on them? A Texas man who joined the U.S. Capitol riot armed with a holstered pistol and threatened his own children to keep quiet about his role has been sentenced to more than 7 years in prison. Guy Reffitt, 49, was found guilty in March on 5 felony counts, including obstruction of an official proceedings and interfering with police in a riot. His sentence is the longest imposed on any of U.S. Capitol rioters. Now, nearly 900 people have been charged in the 6th January 2021 raid on Congress. Now, Reffitt did not actually enter the Capitol with a horde of Trump supporters who breached the complex as lawmakers met to certify Joe Biden win in the November 2020 presidential election. He retreated after an officer pepper sprayed him in the face, but video evidence showed Reffitt edging on the crowd and leading the other rioters up a set of stairs outside the building. Well, he was pepper sprayed. He didn't enter, but now because he was telling you that if you dare say anything about me, you will see. Well, the children grasped him, and now he is in prison for 7 years. Oh my goodness. It is All Starr Radio UK. If you're a parent and your children graduate, how would you feel? You did the wrong thing. They think, hey, please, it's my daddy who did that. Oh my goodness. Or my mom. Or my parent. Oh my goodness. How will you feel? Is it a betrayal? Or would you think that, well, he should go on to do so because you are instilling discipline in him, putting something right in him so that he knows that wrong is wrong, right is right? What do you think? What do you think? I want to know your take before we bring the program to a close. But thank you very much to all of you on the YouTube channel without continuing to listen and watch us, and those of you on the Facebook as well. We're doing our best. We'll try to sort the issue that is going on with our channel, our main channel, in a moment. But, well, in the UK front, what's happening? Well, my namesake, Archie's family lodges appeal with Supreme Court. The Court of Appeal has said treatment of the 12-year-old should come to an end by midday, so it would have been they would have withdrawn that by midday. That's about 51 minutes ago, but they've appealed to the Supreme Court, and we'll see what is going to happen on that front. We're following very, very closely. But at what point do you say, okay, let go? When the experts are saying that, well, we think that there is nothing that can be done about it, and so let's just take or whatever of him and let him just go away. Or you think that some way somehow there's going to be an innovation, so let's keep him on, or some way somehow he's going to rise up. So having that faith, at what point will you just give in and say, well, let's accept what the experts are saying? All right, if you are somebody say a Chechen, when I say Chechen, I don't mean I mean people who go to church, or my apostle would say Christianese. Yeah, if you are Christianese, and then you've been involved in church activities, and something of the sort has happened. What would you actually do about that? Would you throw in the towel, or would you continue on that path? Well, we'll be looking more into that. I would love to know what you think about that. At what point do we just say, okay, let's just let it be? Because, you know, at times we have our loved ones who are maybe in such a situation where they are all supported by machines and blah blah blah, and people will tell you that it got to a point that whatever the pain that the person, sometimes they go through serious pains and they need to be given all this strong, very strong pain relievers to keep the person on, and the person is lying there. I don't want to say a vegetable, but lying there on bed, not responding to anything. But people are of the view that, look, giving it some time, there might be some miracle. But at what point would you give in that now let it just be? Well, the family says no, they are going to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court will definitely put an injunction on the withdrawal. So he's still alive, but it's all Star Radio UK. Well, Tory leadership Truss backtracks on public worker pay plan. Well, she has to. Now, Liz Truss has scrapped a plan to link public sector pay to local living costs. The Conservative leadership candidate has said she wanted to introduce regional pay boards in a bid to save a potential 8.8 billion. However, there was a backlash to the policy from several senior Tories. The Truss team have now said there will be no proposal taken forward on regional pay boards for civil servants or public sector workers. A spokesperson for the leadership hopeful said there had been a willful misinterpretation of our campaign. Really? They said current levels of public sector pay will absolutely be maintained. Anything to suggest otherwise is simply wrong. Announcing the policy on Monday night, Ms. Truss said she wanted a leaner, more efficient, more focused Whitehall, and set out plans which suggested savings of 11 billion. This included 8.8 billion, which will come from introducing regional pay boards, meaning that civil servant pay and potentially later other public sector worker salaries could be adjusted to reflect the area where the civil servants work. London pay, London time. Okay, well, it is Star Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Well, Rishi Sunak says, I'm going to put them on a ship. Liz Truss says, I support the cause of taking them to Rwanda. Pretty says, I'm going to continue with what I'm doing. But almost 700 migrants crossed the English Channel in 14 small boats on Monday, a record for the year so far. The Ministry of Defense said 696 migrants made a crossing, topping the previously daily record of 651 in April. The French authorities stopped one boat at sea with 35 people on board. Now more than 1,700 people have arrived in the UK after navigating busy shipping lanes from France in small boats so far in 2022, according to government figures. Last year, 28,526 people are known to have crossed in small boats, up from 8,404 in 2020. The government announced in April its plans to send some asylum seekers to Rwanda to claim asylum there instead. The first flight was cancelled minutes before takeoff after legal wranglings. But well, what do you think Liz Truss, if she's thrown into that place, will do? And what do you think Rishi Sunak will do? Hiring more ships. It costs less to hire a ship and just dump them on it and let them be in mid-seas. Well, are they going to be swimming? Or where would they put them actually? Or maybe take them to the North Seas. Wow. Well, whatever it is. Well, it is Star Radio, okay? It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. It's not serving as a deterrent to people coming into the country, but well, it's going on. Well, BP sees biggest profit in 14 years as energy prices or bills soar. Now, BP has reported its biggest quarterly profit for 14 years after oil and gas price soared. The energy giant saw underlying profits hit $8.45 billion, that is 6.9 billion pounds between April and June, more than triple the amount it made in the same period last year. It comes as typical household energy bills have been forced to hit more than 3,600 a year this winter. The bumper profits have prompted calls for the government to tax firms further to help families with rising bills. Now, BP's profits were the second highest for the second quarter in the firm's history and follow records profit from rival Shell and huge earnings from British gas owner Centrica last week. Now, Dale Vance, the founder of the energy supplier Electricity, said BP was holding a shed load of money that is coming from hard-pressed bill payers in our country, adding he believed it was time to increase taxation on the profits of oil and gas companies. I'm not concerned about that. My worry here is that, look, are they drilling the same amount of oil? We know that gas, I mean, when it comes to Europe, some European countries take about 40% of their gas from Russia. So whatever is happening there with what Russia want them, how they want them to pay and everything is hampering how much they get. And Russia also, flexing its muscles there is not helping the deal at all. However, we know that when it comes to crude oil, it's been dug or drilled by everybody. It's still going on. Saudi Arabia has not been affected by it. Nigeria, Ghana, Venezuela, every one of them is doing their bit. So how come that you say the prices are going up? This morning I saw some information coming from Nigeria saying that the federal government saying that look, we are not the ones who have increased the prices of fuel, but that is from the international front, international market. But when I look at countries like Nigeria, I look at countries like Ghana, where when it comes to the oil refineries, we are not doing our best when we know that we can make profit out of it. Every time we do it, we say, oh, we are running at a loss. So what do? It's quite sad. But well, I have to bring the program to a close, because prices of fuel or energy continue to spike, and some people are making loads and shed loads of profits on it. But they say, you know what, we need to increase it. There is scarcity, and that's what is causing. What is we are drilling enough? What do you think? I should have bought the shares in these oil companies. That's why when you are led to buy those shares, you get on it quickly. Because if you had done that, you'll be smiling all the way to the bank. But well, this is why I bring the program to a close for today. Let me say thank you very much to each and every one of you who tuned in today to listen, watch, and share your comments, your thoughts with us wherever you might be. It's with me, your one and only Archie. But remember, as I said, this afternoon, exactly at 1:30, we'll be bringing you BB Means Business by BB Clement, a program that is tailored measured to meet all your needs when it comes to your business front. Thank you very much. I'll be here tomorrow for the Wednesday edition of the morning show, God willing. For now, enjoy this song from Divox, and it says, "Wish me well." I'm wishing you well wherever you are. Enjoy that song. Bye-bye for now.
Thanks for listening.
Now baby I need a better. My God my provider. He be my protector. So I dey go higher. Now baby I need a better. My God my provider. He be my protector. So I dey go higher. Oh yeah. Me never be am for money. I don't do them anything. If you was saying young again, if you wish me well, I wish you well. Me never be am for money. I don't do them anything. If you was saying young again, if you wish me well, I wish you well. Eba, eba. After the fight for the paper, love me now, me later. Oh, no do later. Eba, eba. After the fight for the paper. Love me now, love me later. Yummy, yummy, get mommy, get mommy, get mommy, get mommy, get mama. Yummy, yummy, get mama, get mama. Yummy, yummy, get mommy, get mommy, get mama. Yummy, yummy, get mama. Oh yeah, yummy, yummy, get mama. I don't do them anything. So I say again, if you wish me well, I wish you well. Me now be am for money. I don't do them anything. So I say again, if you wish me well, I wish you well. Mundai. But to make it come once and once you are recalled with the stolen mic. Obviously, my phone can make it see and I told me bye. Obibanya Moshe, Namo destroy the soul inside. My heavy Mamma Monkai. Vox. Shame on you. I pray my God to favor you. Shall we do the day down? Omuna Yanka fear dead. La la la. Shame on you. I pray my God to favor you. Shall we do the day down? Omuna Yanka fear dead. Nanya me get mommy, get mommy, get mommy, get mommy, get mama. Nanya me get mama, get mama. Nanya me get mommy, get mommy. Nanya me get mama. Oh yeah. Me never be am for money. I don't do them anything. If you was saying young, if you wish me well, I wish you well. Me never be am for money. I don't do them anything. If you was saying young, if you wish me well, I wish you well. Eba, eba. After the fight for the paper.
Thanks for listening.
Oh, no later.
This is Starr Radio.
After the fight for the paper. Love me now, no later.